This is a book review of the Workplace Engagement Solution. We are accessory to success, and we have an email newsletter I'd like to invite you to subscribe to where we make recommendations on great business books, as well as share some great takeaways from all these great business books that we review. We review a lot of them. Now on to the main takeaway of the Workplace Engagement Solution. Employees today are not fully engaged with or enthusiastic about their work. The real reasons for the persistently low workplace engagement levels are employees who struggle to find purpose in their work and to manage constant change. This book offers an actionable solution focused on engaging employees through relationship building and personal accountability. Author Harder explains that we must help them connect to the organizational vision by assisting them to get what they want out of work for personal and career purposes. Bullet point takeaways of things you'll learn in this book. How to change from a hierarchical command and control leadership style that was suitable in the industrial age but a poor fit for the modern technology-based organization subjected to constant change. Increasing engagement by developing a democratic process that involves everyone and creates a sense of equal responsibility among employees. Importance of unlearning and identifying beliefs and behaviors that prevent the workforce from being adaptive to change. The importance of the engagement CEO in creating an engagement culture. Moving employees beyond a focus on predictability and survival. Helping talent adopt new mindsets that embrace change and are supported by the right behaviors like transparency and appreciation. Develop a common mission, vision, and purpose in the workforce through leadership that helps employees access what they want out of their work, their careers, and even their lives. Develop a support system that reinforces and expands on personal and organizational growth as intersecting forces. How to engage mid-level management, the most disengaged of all workers. Now on to the main book summary. When this book was published in 2017, global employee engagement was at 13% per Gallup, and it has barely budged since then. One of Gallup's most recent surveys found that the global employee engagement number had moved a bare 2 percentage points to 15%. Such low engagement numbers impact a business in many ways, with employee productivity and customer satisfaction suffering the most. Organizational leaders recognize the problem and try to address it with things like free meals, flex work schedules, health and wellness programs, generous leave time, and on the list goes. The underlying belief is that focusing on employee health and happiness will increase the engagement level, but it hasn't worked that way. So the obvious question is, why and what can be done about it? The premise of the workplace solution is that typical engagement initiatives are not owned by the CEO, and the employees experience a detachment from the organization's mission, values, and purpose. Instead, the organization's CEO or business leader tells human resources to fix the problem and walks away. This is not likely to be the suggested behavior discussed in the book Leading, written by the legendary soccer coach of Manchester United, Alex Ferguson. A flurry of activities follow: surveys, feedback, leadership training, but the bottom line is employees recognize the CEO's lack of commitment and recognize nothing will change. They struggle to get work done while coping with the rapid change, even as the rate of change accelerates due to technology. The staff and mid-managers develop a coping mechanism and function in a trance. People feel detached, going through the motions without purpose or focus on obtaining personal and work success. They're just getting by. The book does an excellent job of outlining the solution for the problem for workplace engagement, but another wonderful book with its own idea for how business leaders can improve organizational health is The Advantage. The Workplace Engagement Solution begins with an in-depth explanation of why so many employees remain disengaged. David Harder believes the organizations are having great difficulty in shifting from the conventional command and control leadership that emerged during the Industrial Revolution to a democratic style better suited to helping people thrive within rapid, disruptive, and transformative change. Leaders and frontline employees need new work and life skills, or else they dissolve into working in a trance in which pursuing predictability and survival is the end goal. This is a solution, says the author. The solution revolves around creating an engagement culture driven by an engagement CEO. The leader's behavior is the keystone to the success of great organizations, and you can learn much more about how they build and lead in the book Team of Teams. In the ideal culture, people from the C-suite to the front line find within themselves the motivation and connectedness to work that leads them to embrace change as an opportunity to fulfill personal and work goals. It is mindset and behavioral change. Change stops being something to fear and becomes something crucial for achieving happiness. For more on what it takes to be happy and successful, read the book Stumbling on Happiness. The organization must first help talent embrace new perspectives and learn new life skills so that people can deal with sudden change in a productive manner, rather than becoming fearful and falling back on old behaviors that keep them stuck in the past. The author first reviews the filters of engagement, which are cynicism, contempt, aimlessness, resignation, and frenzy, and are coping mechanisms for survival and to maintain productivity in work. Harder believes that people need a personal and compelling vision to end their trance, rise above aimlessness, and navigate through change and uncertainty. It is a novel perspective. Leaders don't engage employees per se, they help employees engage themselves, reconciling their personal and work visions and goals. A book written by an FBI negotiator may seem like an odd recommendation at this point, but Never Split the Difference dives deep into human behavior and mindset and is excellent for more on ways to speak and behave with your team. The cornerstones for engaging people in the organization's vision are transparency to develop collective pride and high-quality work, a value-driven culture in which everyone is held accountable, a mentoring culture in which change agents are found throughout the organization, and an effective support system created by leadership that fosters strong relationships among employees. The book provides specific direction on how to navigate each of these cornerstones. And another book to read on this vein is Extreme Ownership by Navy SEAL Jocko Willink. One of the interesting aspects of this book is that it explains why leaders must take an interest in the personal goals and needs of employees in order to engage them in the mission, vision, and purpose for the organization. The old school leadership style does not concern itself with employee perspectives, needs, or wants, so it's really not surprising workers are disengaged. Leaders who help employees fulfill their personal vision and dreams will increase engagement in the workplace, and that in turn will increase productivity and customer satisfaction and enable the company to fulfill its mission in the midst of constant change. Two exceptional books to recommend on this topic are Straight from the Gut about Jack Welch, Chairman and CEO of GE, as well as Radical Candor. The author encourages business leaders to imagine a work environment where people pursue change, connect with others for personal and career growth, feel valued and appreciated in a democratic culture, and find fulfillment in their work and personal lives. Disney is perhaps the best example of this culture. You can read more about their incredible leaders in Creativity Inc. and Creating Magic. Helping employees develop skills and connecting with others is crucial. It may require sales training, presentation skills training, and/or community building, social networking training. The social media training may sound unnecessary since people are so familiar with this technology. The perspective in this case is purposefully using social media as the fastest medium for growing a strong support system for personal and professional growth. Harder points out that mid-managers are often the least engaged employees, and is easy to understand how that impacts their staff members. Someone who is not engaged is unlikely to engage others through behaviors like mentoring, giving recognition, and offering skill-building opportunities. Mid-managers must be transformed into strategic thinkers who build networks, understand change management, and are committed to helping others succeed. Ryan Berman refers to this as creating a believership in his book, Return on Courage. Where does a transformation start? As mentioned, it must start with the CEO or business owner taking charge of the culture personally. An engagement CEO moves the vision from short-term financial performance to long-term value and brand strength. This CEO is connected to the frontline employees, is transparent, and learns from others. More specific examples of companies in which engaging cultures can be found is in the book Small Giants. So much more is covered in the Workplace Engagement Solution. There is discussion on hiring people who are the right fit, developing leadership and staff skills for tomorrow, and more can be found in the books Who or the No A-Hole Rule. The next to last chapter, titled Getting Started, is a step by step, actionable guide for transforming an organization into one with a positive culture and engaged workforce. The last chapter is a set of questions that CEOs and managers can ask to solicit feedback. The information in this book is presented in an interesting way, and the advice is practical and forward thinking. The clear guidelines on beginning and progressing the organizational transformation makes the book a practical guide and not just a theoretical discussion. Any organization of any size will find useful takeaways, but especially those struggling to raise their employee engagement level and become an adaptive culture that pursues change as a source of success. Another book to read after this one is Good to Great, which is about why some companies make the leap and others don't. About the author, David Harder. In 1990, David Harder founded Inspired Work, a consulting and employee development company focused on helping individuals transform their relationship to work and helping organizations build great environments in which to work. More than 43,000 individuals have completed the programs to redefine work based on personal standards, values, and truth. They use the services for a variety of reasons, including career marketing, business startup, and creating a new relationship with work. The organizational programs are focused on teaching leaders how to develop a democratic work environment to increase employee engagement. Programs include executive development, transformative skill building, inspired social networking, and inspired sales. He debuts his leadership program at Walt Disney Company in 2001, and since then has developed new programs at prestigious companies and academic institutions like HBO, Amgen, McKesson, the University of Southern California, and Loyola Marymount University. David Harder first wrote The Truth About Work, Health Communications, which have been translated into multiple languages. The Workplace Engagement Solution, Career Press, is his second book and will soon be followed by a co-written third book focused on helping parents prepare their children for the future of work. David Harder is sought for speaking engagements and also one of the columnists and featured contributors for BizCatalyst360.com, an online publishing house that publishes and distributes his essays across numerous social media channels to millions of readers. He has appeared on many human interest and business programs, including CNN, Business News Network, KFWB News, and KTLA News. This has been a book review of The Workplace Engagement Solution. We are Accessory to Success. Thanks for listening to this review. There have been a lot of other book recommendations we've made here. You can find links to all of those in the blog post. You can also buy this book on the site. Thanks again for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our email newsletter for book recommendations and takeaways, and we'll see you in the next review.